Welcome to Megh Computing, an Intel market-ready partner, and an overview of the .17 VAS portal dashboard. Megh's VAS platform is a real-time AI-based streaming analytics platform based on the open principles of open choice in terms of hardware and cross-platform configuration, open customization in terms of additional AI model development provided to partners, and open integration in terms of adding additional sensors or devices or integrating into on-site platforms. What's unique about the VAS platform is that leveraging open analytics, you can reduce false positives from cameras and sensors, optimize security center operations, and help improve event validation and response time by stitching together multiple sensor events using contextual analytics. This helps validate events, reduce false positive activity, and bring more context or insights into what's happening on site. So let's take a look at the .17 VAS portal dashboard. You can see here, this is a single pane of glass where our partners can enroll new customers, enroll sites, enroll devices and sensors, apply analytics, set configurations for alerts and rules for what happens once an event is created, and then the notifications for the method of communication that the event activity and notifications are conducted by. The remainder of the portal dashboard is around managing user settings, compliance reports for site reports and rule reports, trace logs of dashboard users for compliance, and additional technical support. So let's go in and take a quick look at a couple of these areas. When going into the sites section, you'll see that up comes for a particular customer a list of all of the sites or buildings for that particular customer. So you get in a grid view here, a listing of customers, the analytics that are applied on that site, the number of devices on site, a quick look at health check status, the ability to edit that device, and the ability to jump out quickly to the device view for that particular site location. In addition, you can go to kind of the icon view where it may be helpful in having an isolation monitor in a security operating center to show the icon view of those locations. And again, here you're seeing those with a health check, and then by clicking quickly on any location, it takes me directly to the summary page for that site, which we'll take a closer look at here in a minute. The device view icon then allows me to look at all of my sites and the devices that are at that site, right? Whether that's sensors such as radar here or rooftop cameras, or whether that's cameras in this case in a downtown municipality area. You have the identification of what analytics are listed at the camera that are currently running. As you can see here, loitering detection. In this case, there's also people counting, and you can see the same thing happening in a different camera here in another building location. So lots of options here, up to and including applications like this where you're connecting to other sensor types. This could be drone video footage for people counting. It could also be triggering coordinates locations out to a device like a drone from an event activity that's taking place through intrusion, loitering, or people counting analytic from a different device, right? And that can happen as well. Other applications here, like parking lot activity, right? Where I may be counting vehicles. I may have vehicle keep out areas, or multi-zone tracking where it's fine to kind of go to a vehicle in a parking structure, but if I leave that vehicle and I start hopping to other sections of the parking lot, then we want that to trigger an alarm. All of that can be customized in terms of their alert settings. So a lot of capabilities and ability to look across all my sites through that device view. In the analytic view, this tells me what analytics are deployed for that particular customer. And if I select any of these, it takes me right to the analytic that's currently in play and shows me all the cameras that that's applied to. In addition to that, if I add an analytic to a particular camera, it takes me to this section here where our analytics are bundled in groups like physical security, worker safety, inventory management, operational efficiency, traffic management, and smart factory applications. So we have the library use case for applications when those are appropriate of analytics. The other icons here for things like if I have a number of facilities and I want to be able to see all of those coordinated, I can, see my kind of geo mapping and have that up on a monitor. I can see that status. I can jump into, any of those locations, quickly going to the device view if that's appropriate. And then I can manage the rules that are in place for a particular analytic and then the notifications that are used from that analytic. So let's go into a location and take a little bit deeper look here. So if we go into a site location, once I do that, whether I go through that icon view or that table view here, it takes me to a summary section for that particular site. I can jump out and look at that device view, right, by clicking on that from that particular icon. I also get quite a bit of other information, right? I see the devices that we're currently connected to. I see the analytics that are applied for those particular locations. I can, manage those if I have the right authorization through the edit tool here. I can go down to this lower section here that has contextual rules. And this is my summary of what rules are in place for alerts for the different analytics that are in place here. And you can see down at the bottom, I can have things as simple as, a one-to-one example that I'm sending an email when a vehicle is identified through radar in this case, and you can see that through the icon, and that's being sent from email from a notification, right? I could be doing the same thing from a camera, but rather than going email, maybe that's integrating into my security platform application, as you can see here. Moreover, I can do more than that, right? I can now, to help reduce false positives and really drive improved efficiency, I can stitch together multiple event activity. So you can see here, I've created a rule that says, off hours, movement awareness, where we've combined a couple of analytics together with contextual awareness. So let me bring that up to show you. So here we're combining that radar detection and rooftop camera detection, saying when we've identified a vehicle out at 2K, let's say, and I've identified X number of vehicles in, my east parking lot, then for this, so now you're validating event activity, you're reducing false positives, and now I can say, what do I want to do with that event? What do I want to do with that clip and that event activity? So I can then say, let's go in and I can choose, do I want to email that off to particular users? Do I want to send that SMS? Do I want to have push notifications to our mobile handheld? Or do I want that to integrate into an on-site, security platform, for further action by officers? And I can do any or multiple event activities here, notification from any particular event. So you can see that can be very powerful to be able to validate event activity and bring more context to what's happening on site, in addition to leveraging deep learning for the analytic detection. The other capabilities here is that if I go into the alerts and contextual rules area from kind of a management standpoint, I can see the sites across the top, and I can see what rules are currently in place for each of those cameras. whether that's a one-to-one ratio of email that's going out or push notifications to a handheld for an event, or maybe that's contextual analytics, stitching together multiple activities for, hey, I want to know when there's 2 or more people that have been here longer than 2 minutes, and I want to know when the crowd is greater around that than 4 people. And when that's happening, that's another level of security, and I would like that sent both to text and to handheld notification. And again, I can manage that here. So great capability here to manage across all of my sites from one location, and to manage standardization of alerts, definitions, and notifications. So quite a bit of capability here in addition to the management of users, authority levels, reports, and compliance logs. So we look forward to working with you and answering any further questions. Please make sure to also download the Megh mobile app for Android and iPhone for increased mobile functionality of notifications of all of the activity from any of the sites. And lastly, for more information, please go to megh.com, where you'll find a lot more information around documentation, testimonials, and resources to support your security needs. So thank you very much, and have a great day.